modern L-shaped houses with small yards and indoor-outdoor living flow. In contemporary home design, L-shaped houses have become a defining symbol of how architecture can merge functionality with artistry. Their growing popularity reflects a deeper shift in the way we approach space, not as something to dominate, but something to shape with intention and care. The elegance of an L-shaped home lies in its form. Two wings meet at a right angle, wrapping gently around an open courtyard or a pocket garden. This layout is not merely aesthetic, it's deliberate. It creates a natural division between public and private spaces, while drawing light and nature into the heart of the home. The open corner formed by the L offers a moment of pause, a space that opens outward instead of turning inward. Here, architects often design small gardens that act as green lungs for the house. These gardens aren't just decorative, they serve a purpose. They filter air, provide visual softness, and act as a quiet buffer from the noise of the street beyond. In urban settings where lot sizes are tight, this configuration becomes a powerful tool. Instead of stacking rooms along a linear wall, the L shape allows for compression and expansion, an architectural breath. A narrow entryway may lead into a sun-drenched living area. A small bedroom can feel larger with views into the garden. The house unfolds like a story, each room a sentence, carefully composed to evoke openness and calm. There is a natural rhythm in these homes, dictated by light and movement. Morning sunlight may spill across the eastern-facing wing, warming the kitchen and lounge. In the afternoon, light shifts toward the courtyard, illuminating the soft foliage and textured surfaces of the outdoor garden. This is where architecture and nature speak to each other. The indoor-outdoor relationship is at the core of the L-shaped home's appeal. It is not enough today for a home to simply contain life. It must support it. It must breathe with its inhabitants. Large sliding glass doors glide open, dissolving the boundary between inside and outside. Floor-to-ceiling panels invite the sky in. The sound of birdsong or rustling leaves becomes part of the ambience of everyday life. This connection with nature doesn't require grand landscapes. Even a small yard, carefully planned and curated, can feel expansive. A stone pathway leading from the living room to a quiet seating area encourages slow footsteps. A compact gravel garden framed with dwarf shrubs and bamboo hedges creates a sense of retreat, a moment of meditation between the tasks of the day. Materials in these homes are chosen with great care. We are moving away from coldness, away from sterile minimalism. Instead, we return to warmth, texture, honesty. Wood panels line the interior walls, infusing the space with softness. Clay tiles ground the outdoor walkway with a sense of permanence. Stone provides strength. Bamboo adds rhythm, grace, and sustainability. Bamboo is especially versatile in these designs. It functions as fencing, as vertical shade, as sculptural element. It is light yet strong, structured yet natural. Used correctly, it becomes a unifying thread, connecting spaces, dividing them, and softening transitions. Every room in an L-shaped house is designed with purpose. In one wing, an open-plan living space flows from kitchen to dining area to lounge, uninterrupted and harmonious. The other wing offers retreat. Bedrooms that are quiet, tucked away from the activity, oriented toward greenery and calm. This organisation allows daily life to move with fluidity. Moments of connection and solitude exist side by side, in balance. Designing with the L shape allows us to frame views with intention. Every window is a lens, capturing a different angle of the garden, the sky, or a textured wall. These views are more than decorative, they influence how we feel. A small fountain seen from a desk invites reflection. A flowering vine climbing a pergola adds softness to a concrete facade. Landscaping in these homes embraces simplicity. The temptation to overfill is resisted. Instead, space is honoured. A single tree may stand in the centre of the yard, casting patterned shadows across a gravel bed. A row of succulents may line a narrow edge, their forms sculptural, their care minimal. It is not about abundance, it is about balance. The L shape is also a shape of protection. It creates a corner that holds space, shields it from wind, from noise, from prying eyes. This is important. In a world where we are increasingly exposed, architecture must be a refuge. It must provide a place to rest, to slow down, to disconnect from the external and reconnect with ourselves. These homes are quiet but not silent. Their geometry speaks in soft, confident tones, their surfaces invite touch, their layouts encourage exploration. And always, always there is the garden, small, perhaps, but significant, a breathing space at the heart of the home. This is the essence of L-shaped living, not a grand gesture, but a thoughtful one. Not about size, but about flow. Not about extravagance, but about elegance born of restraint. L-shaped homes do more than define physical boundaries. They define a lifestyle that is intentional, balanced, and grounded in everyday rituals. As we move deeper into the home, this principle of quiet functionality continues to reveal itself through layout, material continuity, and an enduring relationship with the outdoors. One wing often becomes the social heart of the home. Here the kitchen, dining area, and lounge flow seamlessly, not as isolated rooms, but as a continuous experience. This is a space designed for togetherness. Cooking becomes part of the conversation. A meal is not confined to the table. It begins at the countertop, moves to the garden, ends under the sky. And still, the lines between inside and outside remain gracefully blurred. In this social wing, natural light is not an afterthought. It is the medium through which the architecture speaks. Skylights above the kitchen island bathe the countertops in daylight. Floor-to-ceiling windows beside the dining area draw the eye to the movement of leaves outside. Light passes through sheer curtains across textured walls and pools quietly in corners. It animates the space, it tells the time of day, it defines mood. Meanwhile, the other wing of the home holds sanctuary. Bedrooms are tucked away with subtle transitions. Half walls, sliding panels, timber-framed thresholds that suggest privacy without closing off entirely. These spaces are meant for restoration. Window heights are adjusted to frame treetops instead of streets. Walls are clad in warm wood or cool stone, depending on the climate. Every detail is designed to quiet the mind. Even a compact layout can feel expansive when sightlines are respected. A hallway doesn't need to end in a blank wall. It can open toward a courtyard. A bathroom doesn't need to be boxed in. It can borrow light from a private garden or include a small window positioned for moonlight. These gestures are subtle but profound. They give rhythm to the home. They bring breath into corners often forgotten. Storage, too, is handled with elegance. Built-in shelves, underbench cabinetry, and full-height closets are seamlessly integrated into the architecture. Nothing protrudes, nothing clutters. The visual field remains clear, which in turn supports mental clarity. This is minimalist living without austerity. There is softness in the materials, there is generosity in the proportions, and yet there is nothing unnecessary. As we walk outside again, the yard, however small, comes into sharper focus. In many L-shaped homes, the garden is not an appendage, it is an anchor, a design element of equal weight to any interior room. This is where the architect shifts from builder to curator, carefully selecting species, shapes, textures, and experiences that change with the seasons. A small gravel path might guide you to a deck shaded by a single tree. That deck may hold 2 chairs and a low table, just enough for morning tea. Or perhaps a hammock suspended between vertical posts, lined with climbing vines. The goal is not to impress, it is to invite, to pause, to notice. The planting palette is intentional. It may include native grasses that sway in the breeze, a vertical garden of herbs against a timber wall, or a raised bed of flowering perennials arranged for fragrance and pollination. Water elements are added sparingly, perhaps a still basin that reflects the sky, or a slow trickle from a stone spout. The garden becomes a multi-sensory experience: sight, sound, scent, texture, movement. Outdoor flooring is just as considered as indoor. Timber decking, concrete pavers, fine pea gravel, or stone slabs are chosen to echo the tones and finishes of the home's interior. This continuity strengthens the indoor-outdoor relationship. You step from warm timber floors to warm timber decking, from smooth tile to textured stone. Transitions are seamless. Pergolas or overhangs extend the usable space. A dining table outside is no longer weather-dependent. It's protected, lit, and connected to the kitchen. String lights or recessed LEDs in the structure above provide soft illumination. Ceiling fans may turn slowly overhead, dispersing heat on warm evenings. There's a rhythm here, a life that spills effortlessly from interior to exterior and back again. Technology, while present, is discreet. Lighting systems adjust automatically with daylight. Hidden speakers blend into the architecture. Security is integrated, not intrusive. The home feels intelligent but not mechanical. It responds to its environment but never overwhelms it. Sustainability is quietly embedded. Solar panels may sit unobtrusively on the roof. Rainwater tanks collect for garden use. Materials are chosen for their origin, durability, and low impact. Bamboo, again, emerges as a hero, growing fast, strong, and flexible. It's used for fencing, screens, ceilings, or even lightweight structures in the garden. Every decision considers the planet, but does so without preaching. The home simply embodies the values of its residents. As the day winds down, the mood of the home shifts once more. Evening light pours into the courtyard at an angle, stretching shadows along the stone path. The glass doors remain open. The breeze carries the scent of jasmine or lemon balm through the living area. Soft lighting begins to glow, from inside shelves, under benches, along garden edges. This is the moment the L shape truly reveals its genius. The home wraps around its garden like an embrace. It protects, it centers, it glows from within. The sounds of the outside world are distant, softened by hedges and distance. What remains is a sense of calm, of rootedness, of completeness. The architecture has done its work. It has created not just shelter, but atmosphere, not just rooms, but experiences. And though the house may be modest in size, it feels vast because it is thoughtful, because every corner, every surface, every transition was designed with purpose, because it does not shout, it whispers, and in that whisper we find clarity. As night settles and the home quiets, the design of the L-shaped form continues to work in silence. Its arms cradle the courtyard in stillness. Every surface holds the memory of light, every shadow a trace of the day that passed. This is the final transformation. The house no longer simply shelters, it soothes. At this hour, textures become more pronounced. The grain of timber glows under soft lighting. Stone walls release their warmth from the sun. The leaves of garden plants shimmer with the last traces of dew. The outdoor sitting area is no longer just a design feature. It becomes a sanctuary for reflection, conversation, or quiet observation of the night sky. Even in the smallest yards, this feeling persists. What matters is not the size of the space, but the intention behind it. A candlelit bench tucked beneath a pergola, a narrow water basin mirroring the stars, a corner lounge with soft cushions, inviting the body to rest. These are spaces that encourage us to slow down, to be still, to feel deeply connected to our surroundings. Within the home, the transition to night is equally seamless. The lighting is warm, indirect, layered. It highlights texture, not glare. A recessed light beneath a floating shelf, a gentle glow above a headboard, a low pendant over the dining table, now quiet. There are no harsh lines, no abrupt boundaries. The light moves like music, quiet, atmospheric, and deliberate. In the bedrooms, large windows remain uncovered or gently veiled with linen. The garden beyond remains visible, offering a sense of continuity between the dreaming mind and the living world. The rustle of bamboo, the distant hum of night insects, the breeze through leaves, all of it becomes part of the experience. Sleep is not an escape here, but a continuation of calm. The home in this final form is not fixed. It adapts, it learns, it grows with its inhabitants. A child's play corner in the garden becomes a yoga space years later. A guest room evolves into a creative studio. The L shape allows for this fluidity. Its arms embrace change. Its geometry is constant, but its spirit remains open. Design like this is rare because it does not impose. It suggests, it offers. It becomes a backdrop for life rather than a monument to itself. And in doing so, it teaches us something vital about how we live and how we might live better. It teaches us that scale is not the enemy of beauty, that a compact home shaped wisely can feel grand, that a small yard, if layered with care, can offer abundance, that natural light, fresh air, and garden views are not luxuries but essentials. It reminds us that materials speak, that wood, stone, bamboo, and clay tell stories far older than concrete or plastic, That when we build with nature in mind, our spaces become not just more beautiful, but more honest, more healing, more human. It shows us that privacy can be soft-edged, that a screen of bamboo or a curve of wall can feel more inviting than fences, that boundaries don't have to be hard to be effective, that the best separation is one that allows connection to remain. It proves that indoor and outdoor aren't opposites. They are companions, and when they flow into each other, through sliding doors, through shared materials, through framed views, we begin to live with the land, not just on it. This is architecture as a philosophy, a way of seeing space as something to be felt, not just measured. A way of understanding that every design choice, every corner, every corridor, every opening has the power to influence emotion, rhythm, and experience. It is not only about how a house looks, it is about how it feels, how it supports your morning routine, how it holds your moments of stillness, how it receives your guests, how it adapts to your seasons of life, and how, even in silence, it continues to give. The L-shaped house is a conversation between openness and enclosure, between architecture and landscape, between routine and ritual, between movement and pause. It says, here is a place to gather, here is a place to rest, here is a space where light can fall, where air can move, where life can unfold with ease and grace. And as the night deepens and the last lights dim, the house returns to its essential form, a structure in service of living, a quiet companion, a frame for the story of home. There is no need for extravagance, no need for more than what is needed, just intention, just balance, just a shape that holds space and gives it back again and again, a form that, once experienced, is never forgotten.